Hello, hello, my beautiful friends. This is Izabela Lundberg, the World Messenger, and I'm doing the emergency 911 Texas live relief with Cheryl Jackson, David Perez, and Tony Rodriguez. Others will be joining us as we keep progressing with the stream. We just want to make sure that you guys can hear us. We're having Cheryl Jackson joining us right now, and she is doing a drive right now with the food.
I can't hear.
David, can you please introduce Cheryl or Tony and tell us what Cheryl is doing?
Can you hear her?
I can hear her fine, David.
Can you hear me?
I can hear her.
I can hear you guys very well. Yes.
David, if you can't hear, just the best thing is log off of StreamYard and just jump right back in, and it should reset it.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Cheryl, do you mind just introducing yourself? Tell us what you're doing, where are you at, what's going on, please.
So I'm Cheryl Jackson. I'm the founder of Minnie's Food Pantry. And for the last almost 4 hours, we've been serving families that have been just misplaced during this crisis in Texas. The last 5 to 7 days, many of them have been without electricity, without running water. And so we have been a staple in this community for over 30 years, with Minnie's Food Pantry for 13 years, and we are live at the distribution. So I'm literally showing you people putting the food in the cars as they pull up. You see them bringing food up. We're directing traffic for the last almost 3 hours. And what I want to show you is that this pandemic hit all types of people, but the people that I'm so thrilled about are the people who are responding all across the world. And so let me first say thank you to you for this platform. Thank you to David, to Tony for this platform of allowing us to help peace out in the world. A lot of people are lost. A lot of people in this line just asked me, can I get a hug? But let me just show you the line. And I'm going to show you what your
Please, Cheryl.
Items. Absolutely. And so each one of the families that come through, they're getting water. And water, we don't have water right now. So that's why they're driving for so far, because there was no electricity or water, and we couldn't get in any water. The next item that they're getting that I'm so excited about is they're getting complete meals. And so in this box, they're getting 3-4 boxes. So I'm pulling these out. Can we open them up? So you can see what your donations are helping us do, right? So in
Cheryl, can you turn your screen sideways so everybody can see the full screen? Turn it sideways.
Sure.
There you go. Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Yay.
So now,
thank you, love.
Can you see this?
Yes.
So that's ground beef, that's chicken, that's pork tenderloin. So we believe that's salmon. So that's 4 different meats for 4 different meals. And then inside every meal, there's a bag for the sides of the meal, and it tells you how to cook the meals. So these people are so excited because they're pulling up and knowing that they'll be able to have a home cooked meal when they get home. And then here are the recipes for each one of the meals that they are receiving. So they're literally just crying because they're like, we didn't even have food, and now you're giving me a complete meal for my family. Not only are they getting that meal, they're getting this box here. And this says feed just one Minnie's. So inside of this box, there's so many different items. Canned goods, 3 cans of corn, 3 cans of green beans, 3 cans of mixed vegetables, fruits, so that they'll have additional meals to make within the upcoming days, because this has hit us, but it has hit us in a way that we were all shocked. We were not prepared. None of us were. I've lived in a hotel for 4 days, and people who know my number have called and cried and just said help. And so you are the answer to our cries, and you're coming from everywhere. And I just got to say thank you for donating. We were able to get a pallet of water. This is all that we have left. But we say, give us this day our daily bread. And so we got enough, I believe, that'll let us make it through today. And we don't serve again until Wednesday, which will give me 1 day in advance to try to get more water, more food in. These are the cars that are lined up I don't know how long the line is, but I could get in my car and get in my golf cart and drive it. But I've driven it twice, so I'll post the line in a little bit. But I need to stay on the property to make sure everybody gets taken care of. But you're seeing us live in action. Cars waiting. And then let me show you what's happening on the inside of Minnie's Food Pantry and what my concern is. You hear the music? Minnie's is known for music. It's known for love and laughter, because we believe that somebody that's in need deserves a meal, but they deserve to be treated like they're a superstar. We literally have red carpet rolled out everywhere. But let me show you what we're doing on the inside. See, it's the happy place.
Yes.
This is the inside. I'm videotaping. Say hi, Marisa.
Hello, how you doing?
Tell people what you're doing.
All right, so what we're doing, we're putting boxes together for the community, the clients that we have coming in. So each of the items, this is a non-perishable line that we're doing. So we have these wonderful people that have been assisting and going through and just making these boxes with extra love and extra care for our friends that are going to be picking them up today.
Marisa, I'm about to show them some empty crates. What does an empty crate mean to you?
An empty crate means that every single person, every business that has came through and donated food, once we go through and we sort the items, we utilize them, we put them in crates, we put them on the shelf. Every empty crate that she's going to show you in a few moments is all the food that we empty off of the shelves to utilize into the boxes.
Thank you, Marisa. Now, to give you an idea of what I was saying is in the box, this is the board they go off of. And you see it says, I can't make this up because this is so live, but we always tell people presentation is everything. And so what's in the box? Juice, cereal, mixed vegetables, canned beans, canned green beans, spaghetti sauce. All of these items are in a box. We were in a call the other day where the lady said everything that I received was expired, and we try to make sure that we give everybody the items that we want to receive if we were in line needing a meal. And so I'm going to show you the empty crates. Can you see that, team? Because I can't see what you see. So just
we see it.
Yes, we see it.
So every empty crate had 36 canned goods. And look at all of these empty crates. That means that's what went out into the community. Let me show you more crates. But more importantly, let me show you the shelves. This is what concerns me right here. Just like our grocery store shelves are emptying out, our shelves are emptying out. And that is my cry. That is the cry. That is the concern, to ask people to donate so that we can get these shelves filled back up. Every shelf was filled up. You hear me? Every shelf was filled up. And now our shelves are emptying out. That's a concern. And we have already scheduled giveaways in our community, giveaways to go to the schools, giveaways to go to our senior citizens. I'll show you here. Empty refrigerators. That's the sign of what's happening. It's happening in our grocery stores, and it's also happening at Minnie's. But we have an obligation to give out what we have until we have nothing else. So give us this day our daily bread. These right here, these are our containers. All of these containers that you see, they had food in them. There's no more. There's no more. All of these containers had food in them. So when I run out, I run out. And that concerns me. That concerns me.
Well, you know what? It's also a good sign that you had the food there and that you were able to help thousands. You know, the one thing that we haven't mentioned yet is that at one point when the police first got there, you had a 4-mile long line. That's 4 miles of cars, and you've already serviced probably all of those, and there's still another 1.5 or 2 miles of cars outside now. So it's been countless miles of cars that you've helped, and I just want to say thank you. And for anyone that's listening, you know, it's something that I've been sharing a lot lately, and I guess the culmination is getting to here now is that if you have the opportunity to help someone, please do, because perhaps God or whoever you believe in is answering that person's prayers through you. They're answering their prayers through you. So please contribute however you can. Contribute with your resources of your hands. Right, go and help if you could, if you're there physically, and certainly open your hearts, open your wallets, and donate as much as you can. $1, $5, $10, $50, whatever it takes. because the reality is this, my friends: hands that serve are holier than lips that pray. So I want to make sure that that just lands on everyone. And right now, Cheryl Jackson and her team, they are the hands that serve. And Izabela, you are the hands that serve by being here for us today. And David, you are the hands that serve. And everyone that's contributed to this massive movement, you are the hands that serve. So I honor you. I thank you. And there's been so many people that have donated so much money over the last 2 days. It's been put together really quickly. And I'll just say, perhaps David can speak a little more to this. We vetted out Minnie's food pantry.org, and she's got the highest possible rating any of along with others, of course. She's got the highest rating of charities. She's at platinum level. 93 cents of every dollar goes to the people that you're seeing in these cars coming up and asking for help. Listen, at the end of the day, at some point in our lives, we all have needed help. And if we haven't, God bless you and thank you for that. And be grateful for that. Yet we never know. None of us are free from a natural disaster or from whatever may come. Certainly we're in New Jersey. We had Superstorm Sandy a few years ago. I was without power for 12 days, as were millions of other Americans, not just in New Jersey, but in other places. And right now, the place that needs our help, that needs our attention right now is Texas, because this is happening across Texas. Some people will say, well, the news media isn't showing enough. And no, it's not that bad. The reality of it is that bad. We've spoken to dozens, if not hundreds of people that are sharing their stories of devastation, what's happening with their homes. We've heard of children, one child in particular, 11 years old, that froze to death. Another one I just read last night, an elderly gentleman died in his easy chair, frozen. It really is as bad as people are saying. So don't believe the hype that maybe whoever is propagating that it's not that bad. It is that bad, and you step in and lend a hand. So thank you, Cheryl Jackson, for what you do. Thank you, Izabela, for bringing us to this platform. Thank you, David Perez, for bringing me to this platform and to this action right now that we're doing. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Izabela.
Thank you.
Is the counter right? We have 3 people right now.
I'm sorry, 3 people
How many people are following us right now live? What's the counter say?
I am trying to refresh that so that we can see. I think we have more than that.
I just posted on my LinkedIn. I just need to know how to post the links on Instagram. What do I do for Instagram?
I'm not sure how Instagram works, but you definitely can do it on Facebook.
Yes.
All right.
I was going to say Instagram.
Cheryl, can you post the link on your Facebook and your LinkedIn, please? Your 2 Facebooks. Can you post the link?
Can I post a link on my Facebook page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows that we have 5. It looks like we have 5 followers right now. So we're gonna have to kind of redo this again.
Hold on.
That's what it shows, because I haven't posted it yet. I just did my first post on LinkedIn. I've never posted anything on LinkedIn. So
listen, use your Facebook. Yeah, this works a little better on Facebook, because then people can just follow the link right there, and you can share it to all of the other pages that you may be on.
Have you posted it on Facebook yet?
I did. I posted it on my Facebook.
Okay, great. So I'm going to post it on my Facebook too. And
we ask everyone that's watching, if you could, please, if you're watching this now, just copy the link, post it onto your Facebook, post it onto your LinkedIn. Let's bring attention to this so that we can help many more people. I know that right now we've got a few people that are probably waiting to get in here. That we want to thank a few of our large donors already, and certainly encourage others to jump on as well. So, David, back to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm just doing my post on Facebook, and I don't know how they get the screenshot, but it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm just trying to do the best that I can, and we just want to share this post with everybody about what we're trying to do here. We love Cheryl. We've vetted Cheryl Jackson at Minnie's Pantry. Last year, she generated over $7 million of donations, so it's about $600,000 a month. So she's supporting all of Texas and the homeless in California as well. Right now, we're focusing on Texas. There's a reason why Oprah and Rihanna and Ellen DeGeneres and all these people have featured her and support her. There's a reason why they do that, because she gets the job done. She's got boots on the ground. This morning we had over 4 mile cars lined up for over 4 miles. Right now there's about a little over a mile of cars, and we have not run out of food. We'll continue to serve everybody today, but we will be out of food by the end of the night tonight. So we need your help. We need your help to basically come out and just donate every dollar. If you want to go to Amazon Smiles and look for Minnie's Pantry and just ship some water or do whatever you can, we would appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And I just wanted to say, from my standpoint, for anybody who never been hungry, who never experienced anything like that, the struggle and pain is real for a lot of people that actually immigrated, that end up in the state of Texas. For the ones that were first time experiencing hunger, and on top of health issues and pandemic and social economic problems, this is something more than majority of people can handle. And that's why we need more than ever your compassion, your kindness, your support, and sharing this with your executives, your organizations, that have and have offices in Texas and that want to make a difference. So please,
Izabela, if you could just mute Cheryl for a second, because it's interfering with your audio.
Trying to.
Hey Cheryl, can we go to a recipient, please? Cheryl, can you unmute and let's go to somebody you're giving aid to, and let's just talk to them and ask them how grateful they are. We would just love to talk to somebody that is receiving.
Yeah.
Sure. We're having people join us from other parts of the world and saying hello.
How are you?
How to help us. So
how is your family doing right now? Did you look? It's scary. Did you lose your electricity? Has it been turned? What else did you lose? Anything else?
Water.
Your water? Do you have running water now, or has it come back on?
Stop because
It's ice.
Yeah.
So what's your name? Marna. And how far did you drive to get here? Okay. Yeah, that's good.
How far was that, Cheryl? If you can just dig into it.
Yeah, so 30 minutes. How long have you been waiting in line for the food?
If you can turn the phone sideways, that would be better for everybody to see, because it's hard to see.
So how are you today?
Perfect, thank you.
Helping for my family and just in the store, anything where we need it.
Right.
Cheryl, it's hard to hear. If you can get a lot
She's saying it'll
closer
help
to the
her
people.
for her family. In the stores, there's nothing there, so that's why they're here.
If we can try to get the mic right next to their mouth, that would be great, because we couldn't hear a thing.
Okay.
So audio is everything. If you can go on the other side, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So I can't. I'll do the next one, but I stopped the whole line by stopping them. So I
got you. Well, why don't you just go at the depot, right where they're giving it? Like right where they stop. That would be the best place. So again, we're here with Cheryl Jackson. We're going to reset the room. Thank you for joining us on this LinkedIn Live. We're streaming on Facebook. I want to thank everybody for supporting Minnie's Food Pantry in Texas. Cheryl, tell us what city you're in right now, exactly where you're at, the address.
Team, I got like 4, and I wasn't expecting this, but I have 4 stations here trying to get to me so that they can try to put an alert out as well locally. I wasn't expecting this. I have the chief of police over here because we stopped the traffic. So I have to go deal with all the different issues that has happened.
Let's talk to the chief of police, and let's ask him what he's seeing there, so everybody can understand the impact that you're making in the community.
I can't right now. I can't right now.
Okay, no problem.
That's the problem. Let me get. I got to get back to you, and I'm so sorry, but I have to handle this. I wasn't anticipating it, guys.
No worries.
Hold on.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Hold on.
That's okay.
Thank you.
So Izabela, why don't you take it and to let everybody know, reset the room, let everybody know what we're doing here.
Hello, everyone. We're having opportunity right now to join with Tony and David, focusing on fundraiser for Texas 911 through the Minnie's Pantry. someone that has been involved in community for over 8 years, and it's been vetted as a trusted partner for years, that is being supported by Oprah and many others in terms of what she does and how she's handling and supporting community. Since Texas is right now in dire needs and it's been delayed in action to support, as we had a chance earlier to see how empty Pantry is and how little food is there and how long the lines are and how many people are hungry and how much people really needed support. This is a great opportunity for, if you cannot do anything, at least to share the link for donation. But whatever you can, whatever you're capable and able to do to make a donation as soon as possible, so that people are driving from 4 or 5 hours in different parts of Texas because to get to the Mimi, it's not just around the area where she's located, because it's such a dire needs. So David, do you mind sharing a little bit more from experience and what you had a chance to witness yourself?
Well, you know, when I was in Miami running the relief effort in the Keys on Hurricane Irma, and Kurt actually worked both Irma and Maria in Puerto Rico. We worked together, but we saw lineups for a couple miles, and people waited hours and hours for food. The lineup this morning was over 4 miles. The cars are lined up right now for over 1.5 miles. Now we have Mercedes, Range Rovers, we have Infinities. It's Minnie's Food Pantry serves all zip codes. Unlike most food pantries, you can only come and be served by one zip code. So what we're doing here is we've been able to raise funds for the last couple of days for Texas 911, and all the proceeds have been going to Minnie's Food Pantry. If you guys can just follow Minnie's Food Pantry, Cheryl Jackson. I'm going to go ahead and post this on my Facebook. It's on my Instagram already in my story, how you can help. Every dollar counts, you know, and if you can't donate any money, just go ahead and repost this. Social media is so powerful. On Amazon Smiles, just select Minnie's Pantry, and Amazon will deliver water. Just order a case of water. It's like $5 for, you know, Amazon Prime. They can deliver water. You know, just get that's what people need right now. We need water. They need canned goods and blankets and some warm clothing for some people. And then we also are out there asking all the trades. We need plumbers and we need handyman. If you guys can load up a truck, you know, we'll get you some money from Home Depot if you can't afford it, but get some drywall, get some pipes, all these pipe spurs to roofers. We need roofers. Send your truck out to Minnie's and we'll help you dispatch and find families that need help to get back into their healthy homes. People are in hotels, they're in shelters, all the pipe spurs, the roofs collapse. This is a great disaster, the worst disaster Texas has ever seen. And, you know, we're the first, Americans are the first ones to help overseas, whether it's Haiti. We raised a couple $2 billion in the U.S. for Haiti, $565 million, just the Red Cross got for Haiti. Our government gave another $1.2 billion. We really need your help, guys. We really need your help to make an impact. These people with COVID, people losing their job, they've had a double, a triple whammy, you know. So it's been one disaster after another. Our fellow brothers and sisters and all these children that they have, they need your help, please.
And for anybody that never experienced hunger and never experienced loss of home, as a former refugee, as survivor of atrocities, and somebody who helped to support refugees from over 120 plus countries worldwide, and people that are also that reestablished themselves, that are also immigrant population in Texas. Some of them that I had a chance to hear speak said that this means for them, it's as another war zone in a way, because they feel a lot of flashbacks and they're on the end of their ropes mentally, not only just physically because it's like cold or they're hungry, but also emotionally because they feel isolated and alone because of pandemic on top of everything that is going on, and also separation from their loved ones. So this is also opportunity where we have chance to extend our kindness, our compassion, our love, our helping hand, more than just financially. But obviously financially right now, we need the most support and help. So I just really want to urge you to do something, whatever you can, because you will be amazed when it's dire situation like this and this magnitude, how little things go along the way. And when humanity unites and when we lead with the heart. Kurt, would love to hear from you and some of your experiences, or Coach Tony, would you like to share a little bit from your perspective, what you experienced in the last few days and last week, just observing magnitude of pain that our fellow Americans are experiencing?
Yeah, listen, watching the news and was one thing, and then hearing when we decided to do this and speaking to some friends that I've got in Texas, and then having conversations with David and having conversations with Cheryl and people that are on the ground, and really the magnitude of what's happening is just so big. And one of the things that really also resonated with me is that we had a few people on the line on Saturday and again yesterday that are from remote areas in Texas that are also dealing with this 3-4 hours away from the large cities, that are also dealing with the fact that there's no food, that all the refrigeration, everything went bad in the store, so there's no fresh food available for them. And yet they're on the outskirts further than the outskirts, 3-4 hours away. So they're going to be the last ones to get the assistance. So what we've put them together with Cheryl as well, and we're working on getting more services and more food out to those remote areas as well. Because again, inevitably what happens during these events is the cities get all of the aid first and right away, because that's where also there's a bigger concentration of people and you can have an even larger impact. Yet we can't forget the people that are outside of the city, an hour, 2-3 hours outside of the city, that are also struggling. And from the loss of life in the car accidents, and the loss of life just from the cold, and the fact that people are struggling and don't have a warm place to sleep, don't have a dry home, don't have food to eat, is just tragic. And this is on top, of course, of the pandemic, which is the current emergency that everybody's been dealing with. This just came to unfortunately intensify and magnify the pain that a lot of people are already feeling. So I think it's each one of our responsibilities to give back and to contribute. As Muhammad Ali said, what we give back, what we contribute, and how we help is the rent we pay for our time on this earth. So I just encourage everyone to just listen, open your hearts, open your wallets, and just and give a little. It doesn't have to be much, $1, $5, $10, whatever you can do. Please donate. This is an absolutely amazing organization that has been vetted. You can look them up. They're down at the bottom of their page. You can go to, and I forget the rating agency, David, if you remember offhand, and you can see who they are and what they're about. And I'll say just one more thing. Yesterday, someone came on, Sean came on, and was speaking about Cheryl, how there was a homeless man. They got to the warehouse one day. There was a homeless man sleeping outside, and he was trying to just get him to leave. And Cheryl said, no, we've got to help this man, because that's her heart. She went and put him up in a hotel a couple of blocks away that the hotel didn't want to rent the room. And she said, no, I'm going to pay for it. He'll be here for a few days. I'm going to pay for it. And then, we'll find someone else. No, he's not going to leave, whatever. Well, they got other people to contribute and pay. He was there for a month. And after a month, he got hired. He got hired by Winnie's Food Pantry. And you know what? Minnie didn't even know who the man was that was hired. And she didn't recognize him, because now he's shaved, he's clean, he has an opportunity, and he's now currently still gainfully employed. So she changed this man's life. And you know what? The reality of it is, we've heard it said before that, you can't go out and change the world, but you can go out and change the world for one person. So each one help one, and one plus one isn't 11. Isn't 2, it's 11, it's 1,000, because that's how we do it. It's one at a time, and the ripple effect that happens is unmeasurable. So let's just contribute, help where we can, because at some point you may be the one looking for help. So it was just been a powerful few days.
Thank you so much for sharing, Tony. And for everybody, again, that is watching this live, this was an ad hoc. It was not scheduled. It was not promoted. We're happening just to be right now in the moment, because we realize the magnitude of the pain and to do something. That's why we started this stream. That's why we're bringing more speakers and more opportunities to hear different stories, but also to take action. I know it's a Monday. It's a new start of new week for a lot of people that already had a lot of challenges throughout past year, beginning of this year. But imagine if you don't have the safe place to be in, and it's cold, you don't even have a home, you don't have no food, no warmth, no warm clothing, you don't have family or anybody to turn to. This is more than ever important, guys, to again, do whatever you can, from donating, even if it's $1, all the way to sharing the links and really posting and bringing others people in dialogue and conversation so that we can get as many people in the next however long we're going to be here before we get Cheryl back and hear from the grounds what is going on and what they need the most, obviously, beside monetary, as David was mentioning, computers and plumbers and people from trade that can really help out to build and rebuild some of these homes so people can go back and then start salvaging whatever they can, because we're hearing so many horror stories, and the horror is happening in our own country right now at the moment, guys. So let's show what we're all about. Community that wants to support and help and be able to do whatever we can. So right now, everybody have a chance, because every single one of you have an account, have a social media, multiple platforms, has a reach, even if it's a small, doesn't matter. But the reach, when we do this snowballing effect, we wanted to raise as many as possible meals today and for weeks to come, because truthfully, so many people don't have no food on top of no shelter and no warm clothing. David, please share your perspective.
Yeah, thank you. Bez is going to be joining on live LinkedIn, the president of the Rotary International, the Rotary Club in California, and he wants to help us get the Rotary Club to really jump in and with donations. And so can you make sure you add him in as soon as he joins?
Yes.
Okay, great. I would love to also understand, like on Facebook, when we repost this to all of our Facebook and Instagram, do I just cut and paste the link and that automatically takes them to wherever they're going? Is that right?
Yes, and I will also send you a specific link for Facebook right now, because yes, I'm
and then
yes.
Can you make sure that Izabela, the donate button, for the link to Minnie's is on there, so when they're looking at the video at the bottom in comments, they can just donate immediately?
Yes, that's why I'm having on the screen right now, and then I will be cutting pasting constantly so that the link is available for everybody.
Perfect. Perfect.
It's
and if you can write just, if you know, it says your name, but as if there's a chance to say before it, to say donate now, you know, every no matter how big or how small. I always like to say that, no matter how big or how small, every penny counts. Okay.
Yes,
so
I will change that. I will update that right now as we speak as well. Okay, guys, this is real live at ad hoc, but we're doing everything we can. An excellent point, David. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to get Cheryl back on here live, and we're going to show everybody what's happening. Let's see. 1 second. Okay. All right, I'm just dealing with some logistics issues. Icelandic has donated some water, and the CEO of Icelandic Water Company, which is exciting. We're going to try to get him on here and in a minute here. So just give me a second. I'm going to have Paul Gunn just give me a call so we can try to coordinate that now. So there's a lot of great humanitarians, business leaders, and small businesses, big businesses, everybody that's been helping. They've reached out. They want to help their fellow.
And I love the initiative. I love how this is first started, because you gentlemen are so active in the community, and definitely in the clubhouse, where you share so much value. And it's important to also see what we can do. And a lot of times we see delayed reaction, and we also see disbelief, and we're also on the end of our ropes. Sometimes we think we don't have nothing else to give him, but reality is, as Tony was mentioning, we all do. So we have a great opportunity to do for whatever we can. So with that in mind, Tony, what would you like to share? What have you seen so far, please?
Well, I'm seeing that we had so we ran a last minute room. We decided to do this, David and I and Kunal. We decided, and Scott Lumley decided to run this room and invited several of our friends. And the first day we had an enormous amount of response. We had thousands of people join us in our room. We raised, I believe, enough money for about 30,000 meals. And then we did it again yesterday. We raised another 30,000, enough money for another 30,000 meals, and we got another truckload of bottled water yesterday from someone that just contributed that, and now sounds like we're getting more truckloads of bottled water, which is amazing. It's making me smile, and just the amount of people that have come up and starting to contribute. And I keep looking down because people keep messaging me, hey, what's the link? What's the link? So I'm continuing to share not just the link to this video and what we're doing on LinkedIn, and I'm also sharing the link for minniesfoodpantry.org. That's minniesfoodpantry.org. I just saw another friend of mine who's a big influencer as well, just posted to Facebook as well. So that's the other thing. Listen, as much as we want you to contribute and we need you to contribute, we also would love for you to, if you have boots on the ground and you're available to go and help out, great. And if not, please share on your social media, because, again, each one help one, right? We can all just share. If you, let's say you put in $5 and you're able to share this out, and 100 of your friends, of your thousands of friends, 100 of your friends see it, and they each put in $5, that's another $500. That's another, another couple of families, many families that are going to get served with that. So, and certainly if you're one of the social media influencers that has 1 million, 2 million people following them, then think about the impact. The ripple effect of this is enormous, right? It's a ripple effect. You drop, the bigger the stone or that you drop in the water, the bigger the wave. The bigger the wave, the more the shores are going to be washed over and nourished by that water and by that wave that was created by you. And again, the life you save may very well be your own. You never know when you help someone now, when they'll be able to do something in the future for you. And if nothing else, it's just for good karma. One of the things I talk about all the time, it's not just about filling your financial account. It's about filling your other accounts, right? Your relationship account, your health account, and yes, this one, your spiritual and your contribution account, because that's how we can grow as individuals. And you know what? For those of us who sometimes feel down, we're feeling depressed, feeling angry, anxiety, whatever else. I love this line by Gandhi: lose yourself in the service of others. And sometimes it's just about going down and lending a hand. And sometimes just the act of contributing $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is, also makes a contribution to that account, because we can all make a difference. Every one of us can make a difference. And it starts with us. It starts with our communities. And right now, the community that's in need is our brothers and sisters in Texas. So please do what you can, contribute, and just open your hearts, because none of us are free from what can happen here.
That is so true, Tony. And it's just being a great human and being a great leader, right? Take action, feel what your heart is telling you, and be compassionate about, because as is proven, the last few years definitely proven that nobody's exempt, and then everybody can truly have a problem. And I'm also waiting for a couple of people that are in Texas, that are in different positions, to see if they're able to spare some time also to join us and have this conversation. But if you are working and you've seen this, please share with your colleagues, please share with your bosses and people that can make decision, and maybe collectively do donation. And from that, we can truly ensure that people are getting at least food. And that is important, right? So we cannot live without food and shelter. And if you can open the shelter to someone, I know that some parts of Texas are more affected than the others. I was just talking to my friends in Austin, and some of the guys are doing fantastic there. And then in other parts of the city, they're struggling, or outskirts of the city. So at this time, it's also important to raise the hand and say, what can you do if you're already on the grounds, if you're already in the areas that are affected dramatically at the moment? David, back to you.
Can you bring Bez up? Bez, can you bring him up in the video?
I can bring him up if you did use the internal link that I provided. If you did not, we cannot. So we have Kurt.
Okay, I'll send him that link then. No problem.
No problem. And Bez, great to see you. As soon you get the link for internal studio, we'll get you in.
And is there an easier way to get, because right now for me to copy that link that's there on for Facebook Live, because I know we're streaming on Facebook, would you be able to tag me on Facebook Live, on Facebook, so I can share it to my audience, because I'm having a hard time finding that?
I will.
Well, I actually friend requested you as well because I guess we weren't friends on there yet. So if you could just respond to that, I'll be able to find it that way.
It's the problem is because right now I'm in this live stream mode. Okay, fine, confirm. I will do that right now. And Tony, I will share with you. I don't know how well tagging is happening. So we are learning some things when you live, what do's and don'ts, or what you can and cannot do.
No, that's okay. Listen, or just maybe just text it to me. Text us the link that you just shared on this chat here. If you can just text it to us, I'll be able to do it right from there.
I'm literally sharing right now to you. Messenger. How about that?
Yep. While Izabela shares, just remember that is such a huge part of it. It's share, share, share. Raising awareness. Raising awareness is just as important as raising funds, because there's a lot of people that don't know. There's a lot of people that say it's not that bad. Big deal. It's a freaking snowstorm. Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I live in New Jersey. It's snowing. It's snowing hard right now. Actually, a lot harder than I thought it was going to. It's snowing hard. We're probably going to get a couple of inches. I've probably still got 6 to 12 inches in a lot of places. But here's the difference. I've got salt. I've got snow shovels. I've got snow boots. We've got snow plows. The salt trucks are out. They go before the snow and they brine the streets so the snow starts melting as it falls. They have snow plows to clear the snow. They have salt trucks to be able to take care of that. We're prepared. We're prepared. Our infrastructure is set up in that way. Texas was not. It might as well have been snowing in Florida. Florida doesn't have any snow plows, and even if they had 20 or 50 plows, it doesn't make a difference. That's only going to help one city, one little place at a time, which of course is a lot better than not having any. Nevertheless, I doubt that Florida has any snow plows. The problem was that the state couldn't possibly even be prepared. And by the way, this is not about blame. There's plenty of time to have that discussion and conversation. There is no red, there is no blue. So for those people who are having that conversation, please stop, because we're not red, we're not blue. Right now, we're all purple. Right? You blend that blue and that red together, we get purple. We are all purple right now. So let's make sure that we help each other, because by the way, there's people on every side of the aisle in every state in this country. So let's just continue to contribute, continue to help each other, because now it's about being part of the solution and not part of the problem. So thank you for everyone who's watching. Thank you for everyone who's sharing. Thank you for everyone who's contributing and opening your heart. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Paul, by the way, for what you're doing. Thank you, Bez, for what you're doing. Thank you, everyone that's watching. Thank you, Christopher. I see you on here as well, and Abu. And, thank you, everyone. And I know that there's people posting on Facebook now. Thank you to John, and thank you to Brad and everybody else that's been messaging me, and everyone that's been involved in this movement. This just started. It's not going to stop, because we need to help the people now that need it.
That is fantastic. And again, as we're multitasking, guys, that's why you've seen us looking at the different devices between David, looking at the different stuff. David is multitasking to bring things forward. I just wanted to say again how important it is to be able to, Bez is joining us, fantastic. And we can unmute David. He's on the phone call with someone, so I guess we'll just wait for a few minutes so he can make the introduction. But what we wanted to say, guys, this is done on ad hoc. It's not perfect, and who cares? It's not about perfection. It's about taking action. And in times of disasters, in times of when things are not going the way it's supposed to be, times when people are hurt, when elderly, children, dogs, humans, everybody is being affected, people are dying, beyond what we already experienced, we need to step up and do whatever we little can, and this is the great opportunity to do so. So we're going to back to where you can do and how you can help. And I'm sharing right now with all of you, because today we are looking for your support. And without further ado, we'll have a Dave to introduce his great friend and colleague, Bez Renkolfo.
Hey, Bez. Please introduce yourself. Tell the audience what you do and what you did last year as chairman and CEO of the Rotary Club in California, and a little bit about Rotary Club International and how you guys help in natural disasters, and also the water program that you've done, clean drinking water around the world. They've helped eradicate diseases. They've helped so much. It's an amazing organization. So just give us a quick intro yourself and what you do for a living as well.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Is my audio
Perfect.
okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
Your audio is perfect.
Okay. Good morning over here in California. And by the way, I'm moving to Atlanta, so I don't know how I'm going to get across Texas, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm 25 years plus HR, recruitment, talent acquisition, professional leader, whatever you have it. And I've been involved in Rotary since 2009. And yeah, last year I was the president of our club, and we did a lot of international projects. And normally we focus on projects here and there, but what happened with the pandemic, it forced us to go virtual, but it increased our exposure to a worldwide audience, and we ended up participating in global, national, regional, and community grants that totaled in excess of $750,000. And that number for me signifies the impact the people we serve were able to be blessed with. So I was very excited that, a collaboration of multiple people and on multiple projects were willing and able to do good for the people in their communities. So when things like this happen with Texas, we know we have brothers and sisters in Texas from a Rotary perspective, as well as those in the community that they serve that are hurting right now. So absolutely, when I was talking to David yesterday, I was like, hey, how can we leverage the people we know, the networks we're in? You'd be surprised how close you are to somebody who wants to make an impact, but they don't know how. So you just have to give them a pathway, an avenue to do that. And I've seen, being on the Clubhouse platform, on other live streaming platforms. Last night it was an audio music type of conference, and a few people were able to raise over $75,000 in like 3 hours, just for nonprofits in Texas that were boots on the ground. And there's multiple organizations or groups like yourself and others that are having their own fundraisers, because we don't like what we're seeing, and it's worse than what we even see through the media. When you get on a phone call or a call, a platform, and you talk to these people, it is bad over there.
Thank you for sharing that, Bez. And obviously, everybody's trying to figure it out what is the best way. Do you mind highlighting in situations like this, when disaster happens, when it's a domino effect and things are getting worse and worse, what would you suggest and recommend to how to take action for regular citizens, for people around the world that are watching, listening, and wanted to partake in this? What would be some of your recommendations?
I think if you want to participate, you'd be surprised that there's somebody local in your community you can partner with to get the help to the area you need to. I'll give you an example. Am I echoing now? Anyways, a few years ago, there was the hurricane in Puerto Rico, and I'm half Puerto Rican, and I have a lot of family there. And one of my cousins, all of a sudden, I couldn't talk to her, and then she popped up like an evening later, and I was like, "How do you even have internet?" And she says, "Well, there's these balloons that I can't remember what company put up in the sky that were providing internet access for the people." But, she actually was hit with 150-mile-an-hour winds. And what she described to me was horrific. She actually feared for her life, because in Puerto Rico, when the hurricane is announced, they sort of party and have a little celebration and like, ha ha. But this one was no joke. So here's an example how you can partner. I was able to just tell a friend. And back then, you know, it was highly politically charged, and I was scared to even say something. A grown man, you know, scared to even speak about I want to help my own country. And but I whispered something to a friend, and before you know it, he's rallying our Rotary district, and we get we actually were able to find a crate to ship. You know, one of those shipping crates. Um, at the end of the day, we ended up sending money to another club in Puerto Rico, and one of the people next to me, name was Shabela War. Him and his wife went over to Puerto Rico, make sure that it was distributed correctly, and believe it or not, they bought mattresses. Those people there on the coast, on the different villages and towns, they had soggy mattresses. That is really what they needed, is a dry mattress, and so yeah, just partner with somebody locally. You'd be surprised. You hit your wagon to them, and you just execute. You do, and you put a call out to your friends and family. They're going to show up. So thank you.
Fantastic. David, do you want to add anything for Tony?
Yeah. You know, listen, Rotary Club helped me in my mission in Haiti when the nice thing about Rotary Club, they have offices in almost every city, every major city in the world, not just in the U.S. But these are businessmen that have been successful, that have now are giving back to the local community. They're mentoring people at no charge, and they have a heart. They have a heart, and this is what I love the Rotary Club International. Doesn't matter what country, where in the world, they have them in every country. It's crazy how wide their reach is, but when they take on a mission, they deliver. They really, you know, they're very well organized because they have, you know, people that have dealt with all the logistics, and logistics is everything in times of emergency. So, and this is something that our mayors and our governors and the president of the United States, they have no idea on logistics. Now, our military is really good on dealing with logistics when it comes to, you know, nuclear weapons and, you know, all sorts of great stuff. But when you're dealing with a natural disaster, there's so many unforeseen things, and you just can't prepare for everything. Like, who knew that this, you know, the pipes weren't winterized? There's so much to go around, but we're going to figure this out. We'll fix it. And this is what's great about this country. We get the job done. Just when, you know, we have issues with nuclear power plants and leaks and all this stuff, they shut them down. They did this. They did all sorts of crazy things. We're making a difference. But right now is not the time to be blaming people. No politics. All we want to do is get food on the shelves at Minnie's Food Pantry. That's our objective right now, is just to get water, food on the shelves, and the people that are cold, that don't have a place to stay, their roofs are broken in. We need to fix those roofs, but we just need to feed the hungry right now, because there is no water. They can't drink the water. The water system is affected. The pipes have bursted. There's contamination in the entire water system in most of Texas. There's definitely some major issues. All the store shelves are empty. So we need to help people because they just don't have the money right now. A lot of people can't go to work. They're trying to figure out where to live. Their homes are you know, basically completely crushed. The roofs have come down, crushed them. People have lost all their world belongings. This has affected every single socioeconomic class. It's just not the poor. It's also the middle class, which has also been affected. If you saw the cars, and we're trying to get Cheryl back on live to show some more of the cars and to show what we're doing. This is amazing.
And one thing, excuse me, can I say something?
Sure, please.
Okay. If any of you who are watching this live stream and you have someone you know, or you're willing to pick up the phone, and you're near a military base, sometimes they have extra space. If they're going somewhere and you have a bunch of cargo, you can work with them. The challenge is a lot of bases have closed, and so some of those programs have gone away. But, you know, in the past, we've sent dental equipment, I mean, all sorts of stuff, different parts of the world. Unfortunately, around my area, they've closed a couple bases, but you may know somebody in your network that is that has influence, or maybe you know the phone number to call them and gather as a community. get together, work with them, send supplies. There's got to be a way we can. You can get so creative, and I think David, you've shipped stuff around the world, so maybe you can give us some tips and pointers on that.
Yeah, so the number one place that we've been using, going into a military base is challenging, but we've done it. But it's hard to get in, and it's hard to get your stuff out. So there's a lot of compliance and a lot of security issues you have to go through. So there's some red tape. It normally takes 3-4 days, so it doesn't happen overnight. But overnight, I use all the mega churches. I use the synagogues. I use the Jewish community centers. The Jewish community centers and the churches. 5 minutes. I can get any warehouse. I can get people, cots, blankets. I can get food pantries set up in all the churches, and every church and every synagogue in the country is open for relief. Not one of them have said no to me, not one. So all you have to do is ask, because this is where they're there. They're here to serve their community. If they shut their doors, then they're not really a church, are they? So I have been blessed with all of my missions. If it wasn't for faith-based organizations, I would never survive. I would never do anything for relief, because that's who I trust. I trust the church, the synagogues. I trust, every denomination. It doesn't matter. And a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of orphanages and shelters, they all have basements. They all have storage, and they all want to help each other. So Americans are amazing. I've had people give me their companies, their warehouses for free. In Florida, the Haiti relief effort, the city of Opelika gave me, 20 warehouses, and the largest realtor there, Saffer. He was an amazing guy. The Saffer family, they just opened up all of the airport, all the docks. They let us go in there free of charge. They picked up all the costs, So there's a lot of good people that want to help. You just have to ask. That's the issue. Most people just don't know how to ask. You have to ask, and you have to ask with love, gratitude, compassion. And you have to be able to show the people you serve. You have to be able to show what you're doing for them, and you have to communicate very often, every hour, every day. Send them images, doing what we're doing today, going live. We're showing all the donors who donated in the past 2 days. They saw the miles of cars, and they saw us distributing the aid, the food, the water to the families, the meals. This is invaluable, with a red carpet, with dignity, so this is beautiful. You lead by example. I think that's the key. And you have to just know how to ask and just be kind. Kindness gets you everything in this world.
And churches, and synagogues and places of worship, David, you are 100% right. Because the first place people go when they're hurting is to their affinity group. And that's what they've always done. I mean, sometimes when we're at our worst, we get down on our knees, and where do we go? We go to the people that we think can lift them up, and that network is vast. And like you said, David, they're willing to help because, it's helping their people too, and they're very, very attuned to the needs of the community. Most religious organizations, they first will go towards helping you, and then they'll preach their message. But that's a key thing, David.
And I just wanted to add one thing, that we have a great opportunity, as many businesses are actually having to shut down and their employees working from home, and their employees are actually being affected. It's also opportunity to look at some of the businesses that leaders may be watching, listening, or their employees, an opportunity to see what they can do with facilities that they have that are not being utilized. So guys, this is opportunity more than ever to look at a collective level and be, as you mentioned earlier, creative, and look at what we have resources, what else is available around us, and who should we talk to in order to fix this. I know that a lot of people are also trying to figure out to go to schools and educational institutions, because again, and some of those are the buildings damaged as well, but some of them are not. So again, let's be creative and look for other opportunities.
Yeah, so I have some videos that was just sent to me. Can I put these videos on LinkedIn live? Is there a way of doing that?
Let me, if you don't mind, sending them in the link, and then I will see how we can open them and add them if they can play. It is a possibility. I just need to figured out how to do that.
So here's one of the videos. Let's see where the camera is, so we can see people being helped right now live, and then we can also see. Excuse me. Excuse me. Anyhow, these are people being helped live. I'm going to show you the miles of cars on the next video, and you guys can see all the cars that have been lined up. It's pretty crazy. Let me just blow this up.
This is Minnie's Food Pantry. This is the line going at Minnie's Food Pantry.
Okay, one second. Let me try to blow this thing up. Oh, there we go.
They have water to give out. They don't have any.
There we go.
Jugs. They don't have the facilities to.
So you could see the line of cars here that were lined up, still lined up right now. How long they're lined up? This is right now about 1.5 miles. But this is all your work, guys. What you guys are doing, all the goodness and the graciousness of the people giving, miles and miles lined up.
And as you guys noticed earlier, whoever missed, the pantry is almost empty and so much need there. So that's why we need to urgently donation, because people don't have enough of food.
Right.
Let me try to get the, I don't know why the audio is not working. It was working earlier. Because we have, Cheryl just sent this over. Cheryl Jackson, who's been working on this. Let me,
some of the food pantries, I was texting a CEO friend of mine of of the large food pantries or food banks. That's what they're called. And he's in South Texas. Well, David and I and a few others here were talking to this lady in another town in Texas I've never heard of. And when I reached out to him, he got back and he said, that's 4+ hours from me. I don't know. I got to check to see if we've got coverage there. But yeah, it's challenging.
This is the line going at Minnie's Food Pantry. We've been serving for over 1.5 hours, and we have a lot of work to do. These people have been very patient. My staff is working very hard, and we are trying to slow. It's been 1.5 hours, and this is still the line. We are supposed to cut off at 12 o'clock. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Our concern is that we may run out of food. The need is great. We're in Texas. The sun is shining today, but last week that wasn't the case. And that's why these people are lined up. We see the young, the old, the black, the white. Hunger didn't discriminate. They don't have water. People are driving for miles and miles, hours, to come and get a 12-pack of water. 24-pack, because they're at Minnie's, and that's what we're giving them. They don't have food. And so our job is to make sure that they receive water and food. And then our job, hi, the babies. It's the babies. Yes, we're in the wrong lane, but don't worry about that, Erica. I'll get back over in a second, and we'll be all right. Thank you for your prayers on this video. This is the line, y'all. I'm going to be quiet and just let you see it.
it's just amazing. She says hunger doesn't discriminate. You got Range Rovers, Mercedes, Infinities. You got, look at that, the Corvette. That's a brand new Mercedes right there. Look at that, $120,000 car. It's like, even if you had all the money in the world, you can't go buy water today. You can't go buy any food today. There is no food on the shelves. The trucks haven't come. This is, I've never seen this in our country, never. I mean, this is crazy. This day and age, there's basic necessities that we don't have access to. This is the morning line. It was 11 o'clock, third time. The police made them start at early. They weren't supposed to open till like 9, and they started at 6:30 a.m.
What will you do if you can help somebody log on to Minnie's?
Wow. That's crazy. That
hunger doesn't. Yeah, I love that title. Nidal Haikal. Thank you, Nidal. We love you, brother.
Texas, this is crisis.
yeah, this is. I don't even know what to say. Like you say in our country, because we are afforded a lot of luxuries that sometimes we take for granted, and so when things like this happen, it's shocking to all of us.
It is. That's a 2-hour line right there, brother. 2 hours. People waited 2 hours this morning, and they're still waiting right now. It's an hour and a half wait.
And again, what we're guys doing here is we're doing ad hoc emergency relief for Texas. We're doing Texas 911 with a partnership with Minnie's Food Pantry.org, organization that is being vetoed and approved and respected, and as a great community builder before this disaster, and definitely right now during disaster as a trusted partner. We're having here Tony, that is helping us, Tony Rodrigez, David Perez, and we're also having the CEO of the Rotary International, Bez Fingo, joining us and having this conversation as we are seeing development, what is going on. People are driving distances 3-4 hours to get, because this particular pantry doesn't limit people by zip code. It's opening door for everyone, and so many people in dire needs. We have a great opportunity to serve and support. Some people are struggling themselves financially. If that's not something you can do even for a few dollars, you have a great opportunity with access to electricity and your smartphones and internet, and opportunity to spread the word, share the links. We're streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, obviously, and YouTube. Please, please, please do whatever you can. We want to have as many positive conversations around how we're coming together as humans. When one of our people suffer, we all suffer it, and it's domino effect. And right now we're seeing so much suffering, from elderly to children to people all age, pets. Everyone is trying to just survive. Lack of water, and one of the biggest issues is also lack of food. People cannot be served if they don't have nothing to be served with, right? So right now we have opportunity to serve. So please be servant leader. This is the great opportunities to step up and serve and show by actions what you can do. Tony, would you like to share a little bit what's going on? I know you've been diligently working to monitor and manage things behind the scene between different groups and create snowballing effect. Do you mind just sharing what you're seeing at the moment before we go back to David and Rez?
Tony, you're muted. Unmute, please.
I'm just responding to people's messages. People are messaging me, where's the link? Where's the link? We're obviously sharing the link on different social media platforms, and I'm just responding to people's messages that are messaging me directly. I just love the outpouring of love that's coming from so many people and pouring into Texas. Thank you for everyone who's contributing. Thank you for those of you who are continuing to contribute and are contributing and sharing these posts to social media. Again, we all have a responsibility to help each other, and it's just, it's a beautiful thing that we're witnessing here. And again, the ability to serve not just the 4 miles of cars that we're waiting, but likely 5 or 6 or 7 miles worth of cars. I'm looking forward to hearing what the final number of boxes and meals that were put out and how many families were served by Cheryl Jackson. And she is absolutely action. She's all about action. And, I'm just glad that she's there on the ground. I'm, 1,500 miles away. There's nothing I can do at the moment aside, myself in person, aside from doing what we're doing, right? Raising awareness, making my own donation, which I made on Saturday, and continuing to share the message and to share and invite other people to do the same. So I'm honored to be part of this journey and I'm making a little bit of difference here.
And it's so great to see you stepping up, Tony, in a way you did, and for everybody that are not in Clubhouse, and how much servant leadership and great value provide in Clubhouse for last month and a half that I observed, and definitely now in the last few weeks related to this particular pain point that we're all observing and seeing, and now obviously taking action to make a difference with David Perez and obviously Bez Ramiro, and everybody else that will be joining us in a minute on this live as our speakers, so that they can share their perspectives and things they're doing and things that are working very effectively, but also their influence in community and what they're able to do, if nothing else, to bring more awareness and more people like you doing, Tony, so that we can actually, again, create a domino effect, show the love, show respect, show the humanity, show what's humanity all about and what is to be human, but also to not wait, because we always think somebody else will take care of the problem, right? And problem cannot be taken care of this magnitude alone, and it's being delayed in response from various reasons. And this is not the time to blame, but this is the time to step up and share and do whatever we can. Anything else, Tony, before we let you go and tackle the stream of outpouring support and donations that are going to the, again, Minnie's Food Pantry.org?
Yeah, look, I'm going to repeat what I said before. Certainly your prayers are welcome and encouraged, so that not only people that are struggling in Texas, but whenever there's any natural disaster. And listen, prayers are welcome, because there's always somebody suffering somewhere. There's always suffering somewhere. And, you know, right now people are saying, well, you know, I can't really contribute. I've got some goods, I've got some clothes, I've got some food that I'd love to give. Yet, you know, obviously shipping things is not the answer either, because by the time you go to ship anything, it's overly burdensome. I'm going to encourage you to just go to your local food banks and your local shelters and contribute there, because here's the reality, my friends. You know, I'm part of, obviously, the Tony Robbins organization. You know, I've been with him as a trainer for several years and involved in leadership. And one of the things that I've done as well is we do a basket brigade for Christmas and Thanksgiving every year, or Thanksgiving specifically. But one of the things that I remind everyone is that, you know, it's not just during a crisis that people need help. It's not just during the holidays that people are hungry and need help. There's always somebody out there struggling. There's always somebody out there that needs a hand. So if you can't contribute right now to this crisis, I'd absolutely encourage you to contribute to your local food shelter or your local food pantry. They're everywhere. They're all over the country. As a matter of fact, I think Minnie's food pantry is in New York and several other locations as well. And so just contribute, give of yourself, give of your resources, give of your time. If you can go and contribute to someone today, do that. You know, I'm going to repeat that quote by Sai Baba that I repeated early. Hands that serve are holier than lips that pray. So be the hands that serve, my friends, because we all talk about somebody should do something. Somebody needs to help. So why isn't somebody doing something? Here's the reality, my friends. You are somebody.
We are those somebodies.
We are somebody, and we are the ones that can make a difference. We are the ones that need to step up and lean into it. And here's the thing, my friends. Everybody says, oh, I just don't have enough. Well, here's the thing that I've heard, and here's the thing that I continue to hear. If you don't give $1 out of 10 or 10 out of 100 or 100 out of 1,000, you'll never give 10,000 out of 100,000 or 1,000,000 out of 10 million. And no one's asking for anyone to give 10% or whatever. Just give something, contribute. We can all make a difference. And, you know, like I said, the difference that you make could make the difference in one person's life. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your contribution. We're going to be pushing on this specifically for Texas and the crisis going there over the coming days and weeks. And it's just something that is important. And every time of the year, not just during crisis. And I just want to remind everyone of that. And again, this is not a red and blue thing. This is not a white and black thing. This is not a religious thing. This is everyone, because I think Nadal said here, hunger does not discriminate. Hunger doesn't discriminate. So be there for someone. Maybe like you wish somebody had been there for you, and who knows what the difference is that you make. But let's all make an impact. We all have the power to do so. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tony.
They put the meals in the boxes here, as you can see. So she picked up meals for her parents, all the cases of water. So she's got 4 families that she's feeding. And you can see how everything is just beautifully wrapped. The water, the food, everything is by meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And they give you the milk to go with the cereal. And nothing is expired. Everything, even the cans are not dented. So, you know, this lady drove over an hour just to come get food, because all of the store shelves were completely You got every TV news station there. You've got the police conducting traffic. This is a huge operation that couldn't have been done if it wasn't for the goodness of the people who helped us the last couple of days. So it's everybody's come out. Everybody's helped. All the moderators on Clubhouse. Clubhouse was a amazing platform to bring that basically humanized social media. So we heard. I just invited Amber to come on. If you see Amber, please bring her up, Isabel. So
Absolutely.
Amber is amazing. She is just a beautiful soul. She's been volunteering her time. She lost everything. She had to move in with people. So anyhow, so she's looking to trying to join right now. I just sent her the link.
Fantastic. I will do so. And while we're waiting for Amber, I just want to also point something that Tony was just saying. Guys, more than ever, pick up the phone, call the people, call your friends, just check and see how they're doing, just to say that you love them, that they're not forgotten, that you're there for them, because people are also having really, really hard time mentally and emotionally. It's a magnitude of so much that built up in the last year and a half, and this is just putting so many people over the edge. They don't have emotional capacity nor social capacity to handle anything more. Their threshold is overly exceeded what they can do. And on top of it, their parents and grandparents, or on top of it, they're also responsible for minors. And imagine the magnitude of the pain. With that in mind, we also have to really focus on others people's well-being, and sometimes just knowing that people are not forgotten, somebody cares, somebody pays attention, somebody is extending helpful hand and open heart to listen, or at least to say something positive and uplifting, and the people know that they have support. You guys can do that. You absolutely can do that. So please don't forget that.
Izabela, you bring something up very important. I opened up a few Clubhouse rooms to, just share and, give tips to people on how they could do well in the interview. And I after opening up a few, I picked up the phone, talked to a friend of mine, and I told them, look, they don't need tips because their mental state is not there. If you can't get your mental game on par, then all the tips I give you won't help. So we opened up another room on just basically how to get your mental state right. And Isabel, you bring up a good point. A lot of people, and even myself, I'm a super positive person, but this pandemic has affected them and they don't even know it. And so the language they use is not coming from a place of, hey, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna do well. And so when you walk into an interview, people feel that. And so I've noticed the same thing. A lot of people, their mental state is not well. So giving them a phone call in times like this, reaching out to the elderly, and you as an adult are being an example to your children. You're doing service right there. And if you don't teach the younger generation around you what service looks like, we'll have a whole gap of people that don't know what service is. So this is a great time for you to give, even in the simplest of terms and the way you can.
Yes, and thank you so much for echoing that. And I'm so glad you're doing this group. And this is something that we will be doing and creating mental and emotional support so that people can truly get through all of this. And I know that it's actually happening outside, not just in Texas, but right now focus is Texas, guys, with a reason, because the crisis continues. Yes, it's sunny out there and snow start melting, but magnitude of problems, uninhabited homes that they cannot go back to, still very cold, and the loss of everything they possess, including, personal belongings, as well as obviously no food, no income, no support for the level of magnitude of problems that people are experiencing. We need to figure out ways to do, and everything matters. Everything we can do matters. So again, please donate to Minnie's foodpantry.org you're welcome to look at their website, why we selected this particular pantry, because they do not discriminate. They do not limit people to different zip codes. They're open to everyone. People were driving even for 4 hours distance-wise just to get here. They're really true partners of community. And we want to make sure that we're supporting. And right now, actually, we have an Amber that we had a chance to see last night in Clubhouse. And I want to make sure, please unmute yourself. I'm trying to mute your mic here. You muted, so let me unmute you. Okay, perfect. Amber, thank you so much for joining us. Now we can put the face to the name. Please share your story and where you at exactly in Texas. I know your mother. Please tell us about your personal situation and what's going on right now. Go ahead, Amber.
I don't want to get too deep into it because Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing, please.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Amber. How are you?
Hey, I've got my whole crew back here. We're heading to a doctor's appointment, so I don't want to get too deep into it because I'm going to take care of them mentally and physically. But we are going to go to the doctor's appointment, and then we're going to go assess the damage at the house and see what else is flooded or not flooded, and go from there. So
can you tell us about your experience with Minnie's Food Pantry, please?
You know, we had COVID and they fed us through Thanksgiving.
Beautiful.
So we were super blessed to be able to have their help.
Right. And the situation on the ground, there was over 4 miles of people, cars lined up today to get help there. There's still about 1.5 miles, 2 miles right now at Minnie's Food Pantry. There are people lined up. It's just unbelievable. Tell us the situation in Texas. What happened with the storm? And just, you know, we don't want to talk politics or bashing. We just want to know what's happening with the shelves on the grocery stores, and why are we out of water?
There is no water. There's no milk. There's really nothing to drink on the shelves. There's no dairy. You can get some lunch meat and some produce, but that's really about it. But most people, if they're in the situation like we are, without the lack of power, most of their food went bad that they did have. So it was a canned food marathon. So, you know, no shame in eating stuff out of a can, because then there was no water to wash dishes. And then there was no place to go buy disposable things. And then the trash didn't come. So it's you know, it just kind of funnels from everything. So just, you know, lack of power we could deal without. The lack of water is really hard.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's great. So let's, we're going to wrap up now because everybody's got work to do. We need to go serve and raise some money. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Izabela, thank you for putting this together. Let me just ping Cheryl one more time. I know she's been running very ragged, and there's a lot happening right now. Let's just ask if she can just join one more time. If not, then we'll just go ahead and post all the videos to our Facebook, our Instagram. I want to thank everybody who's listening out there. It's been over 1 hour and 20 minutes. We've been live. And I hope you guys have all picked up the ability to pick up the phone or use your social media to make a donation. And if you don't have any money in the bank, which is great, just go ahead and use your so just send our link or Minnie's Pantry.org, just Minnie's Foodpantry.org. That's the link right there. So it's Minnie's with IES, MINNIES, Foodpantry.org. Just please do us a favor. Just send $1. That's all. If you could just send $1, if we get 1 million people to send $1, we can make 3 million meals. So $1 creates 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $1. It's amazing what $1 does. We can feed a family of 4 for $1. Okay. So we can give drinking water for a family of 4 for almost 2 days, 124 case, because there's no water. They can't boil the water. So, you know, Minnie's has helped so many people. You know, Oprah Winfrey and Rihanna and Ellen DeGeneres, they've all helped her. And, you know, they donate to Minnie's Food Pantry. She's been around for her and her mother, been doing this for 30 years. 16 years, she has got a platinum rating with GuideStar. If you guys go to GuideStar, you look at her financials, All of her financials are current. She's not late like most NGOs. She's always on time, and you can see that for every dollar that you donate, 93 cents goes towards the program cost. Only 7% overhead, which is ridiculous. You know, for what she does, 7% is nothing. You know, so that's really, she's doing God's work. She's a blessing. You're all a blessing. I love you all. This is David Perez. I just want to just acknowledge all the donors in the last couple of days and all the volunteers. We've had thousands of volunteers, and even the recipient of aid during Thanksgiving and during the COVID crisis, who's right on the line here. She's going out to volunteer as well to help pay it forward. She's agreed, you know, to do whatever it takes to help Minnie's serve the community. So our job is not to come and serve. It's their job to go and serve, and they're the job. Our job is just to give them the foundation and the resources, the food, the water, the funding to help their own community. That's what we do. We want to empower the Texans. They're amazing. The Cowboys, the Cowgirls, and all of the kids out there that are just striving just for water right now. That's all they want, just the water. We're in America right now. You know, we're the greatest country. We can help all the countries. When Haiti earthquake hit, when Afghanistan, when Japan, we were all there helping them. I want people listening to us. If you're a Japanese CEO of a company, if you're a Haitian doctor, Haitian CEO, we have helped your country, Afghanistan, Europe, every disaster, Australia. You know, when the fires were burning, we sent firemen over there. Now's your turn to pay it forward. I want to challenge every CEO of every company where we came to your city, your town, your country to help you. You need to help us now. Please, I plead with you. CEO Microsoft, CEO of Google, Apple. Don't just sit there and wait for other people to do and give. Come on, you're making a ton of money from all the people in Texas. Now's your time to step up to the plate. I call you all out right now. Warren Buffett, I call you, all you billionaires. Come on, step up to the plate and serve the community. Don't let Minnie's Pantry's shelves run dry. Shame on you if you let it run dry. Shame on all of you billionaires and millionaires. You know, why is it just the little old ladies and the people that have nothing to give everything? Step up to the plate. I challenge you each to write a check for $100,000. That's a drop in a bucket. That's what you guys make in the stock market in 3 seconds. Come on, gentlemen, ladies, all the beautiful CEO ladies out there to run all these food companies. Send us food. Send us, if you don't want to send us product, send some money to Minnie's. We need your help. Texas needs your help. Please step up to the plate now. Don't let you be shamed by your employees or the people you make money off of. Now's the time. I challenge Walmart. I challenge all the gas stations to lower your prices on fuel. Give the fuel away for people that can prove that they don't have a bank account. They are dried with COVID, loss of jobs. We need your help. Help the Americans. That's what the American way is. It's the American spirit is to give. And that's the secret of living, is giving. Tony, I want you to close this out. And then Izabela, final remarks, please.
Yeah, you just said it right. The secret to living is giving. And you know what? There's a saying that says you can't take it with you, right? You can't. The only thing you can take with you is what you give away. It's the memories you leave, the legacy you leave behind. And the legacy doesn't have to be a legacy of millions of dollars in properties and all of this stuff and companies. Your legacy can just be a legacy of kindness, a legacy of giving, a legacy of contribution. Somebody say, man, yeah, that person was amazing. You know, so they helped so many people. So this is the time. The time is now. And again, it's not, please, it is not a political thing. It is not a religious thing. It is not a race thing. Hunger does not discriminate. This storm did not discriminate. This storm did not say, oh, you know, we're going to go to that neighborhood. We're going to go to this neighborhood. It hurt everyone. So everybody needs our help. So help now. Now is the time. Not next week, not next month. Now. You know when the best time was to donate? It was yesterday. The second best time is today. So pick up that phone, go into your email, or go into the website, hit up minniesfoodpantry.org and contribute today. And if you're not comfortable doing it because you don't know who it is, go on our website. She's got all the information right there. There's videos that we're posting, people that are being helped live right now. And the stories that are pouring in are amazing. They're beautiful. And we're going to continue to post videos as they come in of people that are being helped and the impact that's being made. So thank you for everyone who's already contributed. Thank you for all of you who are still to contribute. And just, again, open your hearts, open your minds, and open your wallets, and help a little bit, because we can all make a difference. One person at a time, one can of food at a time, $1 at a time, one random act of kindness at a time, one Facebook post, one Instagram post. For all of you influencers out there, listen, any financial contribution from you is great. It's even greater. You know what we really need? We need awareness. We need you to post about Minnie's Food Pantry. Post the link. Post the hashtag 911. Matter of fact, everybody, hashtag 911 on whatever it is that you're posting on your social media. Hashtag Texas 911. Let's bring awareness. Let's bring resources to the people who need it the most. Again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you who've contributed, for all who are still to contribute, and for those who, just continue to post and continue to send prayers. Thank you. I appreciate you all.
And I just wanted to close this session, and will be more to follow. To thank you, Tony and David, as well Bez, and as well as Amber, for coming up to talk to us, as everybody, including Cheryl, the CEO, the founder of the Minnie's Food Pantry, and for having the voices here heard, so that you guys can really understand how dire needs our fellow Americans are and humans are at this point, and then we have to step up and share whatever we can and do whatever we can, from donations to calls to whatever else creatively you may think and find to organize and to help on the grounds, including my fellow Coloradans, because we're not that far and we have also opportunity to do more. So let's step up in the game and look at what we can do collectively. Because this is the game time, guys, in face of humanity. Right now, we need to show the human face and what that looks like and feels like. So thank you for joining us, for all of the beautiful people that are commenting in the streams on so many different platforms. It's a little bit crazy to manage all of that, but I just wanted to say deeply grateful. And I just wanted to say to be continued. David, Tony, Rez, Amber, you're doing amazing work. I'm super proud and honored to be part of it. And I cannot wait to see what we'll be able to do in the next 24 hours collectively.
Thank you so much. And prayers and blessings go out for all the people who lost their lives in this storm, and all the young children that died. There was a young child that froze to death. And it's just really sad, every, like in the Torah, it says, if you save one life, it's as if you save the whole world. So, have some faith in God, have a little spirituality here. It goes a long way in times of crisis. For all the people that are suffering out there, I think, all the people that are suffering out there, our hearts go out to the families, and we just want to bless everybody just to have a better day tomorrow, and just keep hope. Having hope is everything in this world. So let's just keep the hope going. Thank you so much. God bless.
God bless. Have a great day, everyone.